Good evening, everyone. Welcome to December 12th, 2024 meeting of the Ascension Parish Council. We'll call to order. I'm asking Mr. Arsenault, please lead us in the invocation. Not the pledge.
Dear Lord, thank you for tonight. Thank you for Ascension Parish. Thank you for the opportunity to serve, God. And as we come into Christmas, Father, we pray that you'd help us remember and thank you for sending your Son to live and die for us and set the example for us to serve those we're around. We love you. We praise you. In your name we pray.
Amen. Look, before we start the pledge, I'm going to ask Troop 65, if y'all please come to the podium and lead us. Y'all squeeze in tight. There we go. There we go. All right, ready when y'all
are. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. There, we got the PAC 65 leading us. Item number 2, roll call. We are missing Mr. Robert and Mr. Turner. All other members are present. Item number 3, Chair's Edition. I will announce, so for January, we will only have one council meeting. The original date, January 2nd, right in the middle of holidays. And the, I'm sorry, I lost my spot. January 16th, I'm sorry. So January 16th will be our only meeting of the Ascension Parish Council for January. We'd like to wish everyone Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I hope y'all enjoy time with friends and family and the food. I'm in it for the food. Family can kick rocks. I want the turkey and all the ham and everything. So Merry Christmas to everybody and a Happy New Year. And let's see, at this time, oh, I'm sorry. Item number 4, we have public comment sign-in period. If anybody would like to speak on any of the agenda items, please come see Ms. McKee over here. She has the red and green cards. When we get to that agenda item, you have 3 minutes to speak at the podium if you so choose. And item number 5, presentations. We have some certifications of appreciation due to our recent Veterans Memorial Park project. And Mr. PT is going to take us away here for some recognition.
All right, guys. When I call you, just come up and we'll get a quick picture. So first off, Scout Pack number 65. Would you guys please come up? Y'all go ahead and stand in the middle and get around so we can get a picture.
Hey, Blaine, did you want to?
Yeah, if you want, we can put you right behind the council. Let's do that.
Hey, y'all come over here, guys. There you go. So you can have them stand on the little edge. Y'all squeeze in tight.
Yes, sir. Oh, you're my next son? I got about 6 of them. Come on, Blaine.
Pam.
Yeah.
Miss Pam behind you.
Okay.
One foot on, 1 foot off.
You probably need somebody tall. Come over here. Come over here.
I'm trying to get where I can see everybody.
There you go.
Put the pretty people up front.
Thank you, guys.
And what I should have mentioned was this is for their work and help with the Veterans Park restoration. They were extremely useful all over the place, and it seemed like we had some members of the pack and maybe some little brothers and little sisters as well while they were out there. So it was kind of fun to watch. Now, guys, I'm gonna announce some adults. If I call your name, just come up here and stay if you can. First off, Mr. Ed, Alivas, did I say it right? And it looks like Miss Makisha didn't make it. Okay, so accepting on her behalf. And then we've also got one for the Home Depot Foundation as well, so you'll represent both. I surely appreciate it. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you. Tell Ms. Makisha I said thank you. Appreciate it. Did Mr. Chris Day make it? Mr. Chris, come on up. That is Mr. Chris Day with Olin Chemical. And last, but of course not just absolutely not least, Mr. Major Shelby Ballard. Please come up, sir. And as a parting shot on that, I wish I had the energy Mr. Ballard did. I'll let you guys know. Like that's an undying amount of energy there. I felt kind of bad, y'all. I mean, the guy's much older than me and just put me to shame. So. Oh, and yeah, absolutely. We also have a video presentation of what was done, and it is a really good job by our parish government. So let's take a look at that.
A lot of times people ask me, how can I support veterans? The way you can do that is come out and just be with the veterans when we do things like today, in the park, beautifying it. We'll be here 2, 3, 4 hours in beautiful weather today, as a matter of fact, So that is definitely one way you can get involved and show your appreciation because people, they want to do that, but they don't always know how.
We were granted a grant from the Home Depot headquarters in the amount originally of $13,000, which is wow to me, okay? Miss Nikki Washington and Mr. Ed Avils helped me coordinate this project. They are here helping us today, manually working to do the beautification and the renewal. I just don't know how much I could thank the Home Depot and the cooperation I've got from them. I just don't, the excitement that I have for what I see going on is just a little bit more than I could probably ever explain. But I am just so thrilled that we do have the people in this parish who are willing to help further the benefits of this park to benefit the veterans of Ascension Parish. I'm somewhat overwhelmed with all of it myself. So I'm just happy I'm here. I'm happy I can see all that's going on. And I don't know how much I could thank all the people that are here. So thank you.
PAC 65, we try and do as much community activities as possible, get out there and help veterans, all sorts of community outreaching out there. I think all parks in general are important to the community, but this one is it's a bit more sentimental and serious, and it just helps teach them to remember what people have fought and died for and what this country's about and what it was built on. It means a lot for us to come out here and do things like this and participate and help the veterans, help do the park cleanup. We do it every year. So it just really gives us a lot of joy, and it's great for the kids to learn service and activities for the community.
It's going to make an incredible difference, especially when it's Veterans Day and we can see everybody coming around here, and we'll be able to see this all refurbished, re-beautified, and where it needs to be for the people of Ascension Parish. And that's what it's all about. And that's what the Home Depot is here to do. And so we can't thank the people who showed up, the volunteers, the community support, the organizations, just everybody. This is what it's all about.
It's just fantastic to have the opportunities that we have in Ascension Parish to support our veterans. You know, there's a lot of communities that don't have what we are so fortunate to have here in Ascension Parish, and that's this beautiful park.
So thank y'all, Mr. Ballard, for the initiative. Troop 65, please don't ever lose that that desire to serve and help and everything. That's really impressive seeing, you know, such young kids, you know, wanting to be a part of it, like y'all were having some fun. So thanks everybody, and we truly, truly appreciate it. Look, and the pictures will be posted on the Parish of Ascension Facebook page that they took up here, so y'all can go snatch them. Oh, the video, we can get y'all the video. That video is on Facebook? Okay, it's on the Facebook page already.
Thank you.
You have a good night. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Let's see. All right, item number 6, Ms. Phillips. Good luck following that with the parish president's report.
Yeah, didn't plan that out very well. It's a hard act to follow. So, of course, on behalf of President Quitma and our administration, we wish happy holidays to all of our staff, residents, the council, and hope everyone has good cheer. On that note, this weekend at Lamar-Dixon, AT&T Christmas Market will be at the Rev Center, so if you have not finished your shopping, there are going to be over 260 vendors out there. It's Friday 10 to 5, Saturday 10 to 5, and Sunday 10 to 4. As a reminder, parish offices will be closed December 24th, 25th, and then the 31st and 1st. Also, I want to reach out. We're going to be in January launching our official sign up so we can have more kids coming to do the Pledge of Allegiance organizations. So we'll be pushing that out in January. You can fill out online, submit, and arrange dates that work for everyone. And that will conclude my report.
All right, thank you. All right, and now to item number 7, the consent agenda. Ms. McKee.
Adoption of regular council meeting minutes of November 21st, 2024. Approval of amendment number 1 to the joint intergovernmental agreement and cooperative endeavor agreement between Ascension Parish government and Ricky Babin, 23rd Judicial District Attorney, to add another $17,000 to pay remaining invoices for a new not-to-exceed amount of $106,900. Approval of renewal of master contract for professional services with DRC Emergency Services for emergency debris removal and related services. The compensation to the provider shall be per the fee schedule. Approval of renewal of master contract for professional services with Tetra Tech for emergency debris monitoring. The compensation to the provider shall be per the fee schedule. Approval of renewal of master contract for professional services with Ralph's Market for emergency feeding for parish employees during a declared state of emergency. The compensation for the provider shall be per the fee schedule. Approval of renewal of master services contract with corporate mechanical contractors for preventative maintenance and emergency repair services on chiller plants, air conditioning and heating units, and exhaust fans at Lamar-Dixon Expo Center for a not-to-exceed amount of $100,000. Approval of amendment number 1 to the master services contract with corporate mechanical contractors for HVAC maintenance and repair in parish facilities to add another $100,000 for a total budget amount not to exceed $450,000. This amendment is due to significant costs incurred after the storm replacement of large pieces of equipment and loss of the certified technician employed by the parish. The total budget amount may be shared by more than one provider. Approval of amendment number 1 to the master services contract with Gallo Mechanical Services for HVAC maintenance and repair in parish facilities to add an additional $100,000 for a total budget amount not to exceed $450,000. This amendment is due to a significant cost incurred after the storm, replacement of large pieces of equipment, and loss of certified technician employed by the parish. Total budget amount may be shared by more than one provider. Approval of amendment number 2 to master services contract with Delcon for mechanical maintenance support services to add another $25,000 due to large expenses for Rock the Country preparations and to supplement employee shortages for a not to exceed amount of $150,000. Approval for the parish president to execute the entity-state agreement between the Louisiana Department of Transportation Development and Ascension Parish government for the reconstruction of the bridge on Duval Road between Joseph Ario and Keystone Subdivision as part of their off-system bridge program, state project number H015530. DOTD will advertise, award, and reconstruct the bridge at no cost to the parish. Approval of amendment number two to the master contract for professional services with HNTB Corporation, move Ascension Program Manager to modify the scope of services and extend the contract by a term of 1 year with an expiration date of December 31st, 2025. This amendment will decrease the current contract value by $286,022.51 for a not-to-exceed total amount of $4,508,778.57. Approval of resolution to adopt the inventory and proposed priorities for capital road improvements in accordance with the unitary plan of operations for selection of parish roads for new construction and maintenance for the parish road system for 2025, 26, and 27. Request to amend the period dates of the annual certification of compliance for the off-system bridge replacement program that was approved by the Ascension Parish Council on August 20, 2024 to January 1st, 25 through December 31st, 25 as requested by DOTD. Approval of change order number 1, command construction for the Ascension Parish Water Sector Program Round 1, Project 240130, to increase the contract amount by an additional $1,113.20 for subcontractor Cajun South's mobilization to the job site for an additional boring for HDPE pipe, not in the original contract. The increase brings a new total contract amount not to exceed $3,645,363.20, with no additional days added to the contract term. Approval of amendment number 2 with Clean Earth of Alabama to increase the contract amount of $55,808 for a total not to exceed amount of $136,502.35 to pay outstanding invoices.
At this time, would anyone like to remove any item from the consent agenda for further discussion? Motion. I have a motion to approve the consent agenda by Ms. PT, a second by Mr. Vornado. Any objection? Hearing none, so moved. 8A, general business, approval of intergovernmental agreement between Ascension Parish Government and Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office for use of storage space at Lamar Dixon Expo Center in exchange for temporary use of inmate labor for various parish projects. And we do have a question by Mr. PT.
You didn't wear the jacket. I wanted you up there with the jacket. No, I'm joking. Reading through it, there's not a set amount of hours or anything like that. It's just kind of an agreement as long as we're using the storage, if we need to request labor, we get it, correct?
That is generally the agreement. We had put time in there, and the sheriff wasn't comfortable with that, and so we just eliminated that, and it's going to be a as-needed basis. It's, we're not going to need them for 40 hours a week every week, so.
Okay, yeah, and that was the only thing in there that I saw that was, I had a question about it. I didn't know if we had a dedicated amount of time, so I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
I have a motion by Mr. Vornado, second by Mr. Arsenault. Any objection? Hearing none, so moved. 8B, an amendment of an intergovernmental agreement previously adopted on October 17, 2024 between Ascension Parish Government and Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office for the purpose of allowing the construction of a communication tower to make minor changes to specifications. Motion by Mr. Mason, second by Mr. Hillingsbeck. Any objection? Hearing none, so moved. 8C, approval of cooperative endeavor agreement between Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality, LA Alumina, LLC, and Ascension Parish Government. Agreement to use LA Alumina closure trust funds to finance the partial closure of the site. I have a motion by Mr. Mason, a second by Mr. Vornado, and Ms. PT does have a question.
Ruth, earlier this year, we authorized $200,000 to, I believe, Elios to start the environmental impact, obviously to get ahead of it, so we knew because they do take time. In that agreement, I didn't see anything mentioning that. Are we still kind of at the point where it's just a verbal agreement that at some point we will be reimbursed for that?
That's what this agreement is for. We actually have this agreement already in place, and there is a correction. It's called a cooperative agreement, and it is just between LDEQ and the parish. The change of this language, the first one said that it was a closure This one says partial closure.
Okay.
So we will continue hauling dirt to the site. We have presented them with a plan for the partial closure to eliminate the biggest parts of the red dust issue. And we are awaiting their approval on that, but we are submitting our invoices from ELOS for reimbursement and also our trucking tickets. So we're in the process of all that right now.
Wonderful. And I figured you guys covered it. It just wasn't specifically listed, but that was the biggest issue was with that. I'm happy to see it go through, so.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes, Ruth, and that, $6 million, that's what that reimbursement coming from DEQ, correct?
Yes, that's correct, just shy of
All
$6
right,
million.
that's all it had, and that's $6 million. Okay, we looking for some more from them to reimburse us if they find some?
They will need more than that to do a full closure, but we have presented them with a plan to do a partial closure within the budget amount of funds they have today.
Okay, all right, thank you.
And if I'm not mistaken, we think that's going to encapsulate pretty much everything around the ponds, just not the ponds themselves, right?
Yeah, so there's 5 cells out there. 1, 2, and 3 are underwater and contained. It's cell 4 and 5 that are the problem. And so what we're gonna do is cap those off with 6 inches at least of dirt and then also seed them, because we're seeing that grass grows out there, surprisingly enough. So that is the plan, and it'll take 3 to 4 years to complete.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't believe I have a motion.
Yeah, we have a motion.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, we did. Any objection? Hearing none? So moved. All right, introduction of ordinances. 9A, public hearing to amend the Ascension Parish Code of Ordinances to create a road infrastructure district designated to the Parish of Ascension Road Infrastructure District number IDD-2024-04, Delaware Estates, third filing pursuant to the Ascension Parish Unified Land Developmental Code, Appendix 4, Subdivision Regulations, Section 17-4011, approval of final plat procedure F, Infrastructure Development District.
Motion open, public hearing.
I have a motion to open public hearing by Ms. Petey, a second by Mr. Vornado. Motion to close by Mr. Hillensbeck and a second by Mr. Vornado. Motion to introduce by Mr. Vornado. 9B, introduction of ordinance to amend the Ascension Parish Code of Ordinances to create a road infrastructure district designated as the Parish of Ascension Road Infrastructure District number IDD-2024-04, Delaware Estates, third filing pursuant to the Ascension Parish Unified Land Developmental Code, Appendix 4, Subdivision Regulations, Section 17-4011, approval of final plat procedure F, Infrastructure Development District.
Chairman Melanson, this is the same one,
Yeah.
and you already have a motion to introduce, so we'll go with that.
Okay. As soon as I started reading this one, I said we introduced one early, but okay, we're good. 9C, introduction of ordinance to purchase 15-acre parcel of immovable property located in section 32 T8S-R3E, Southeastern Land District of the St. Helena Meridian, east of the Mississippi River, Ascension Parish, Louisiana, for $865,000, plus the cost of closing for the floodplain management plan for regional detention.
Motion introduced.
Motion introduced by Ms. Petey. All right, public hearing ordinances. 10A, reading of an ordinance to amend the Ascension Parish Code of Ordinances to create road infrastructure district designated as Parish of Ascension Road Infrastructure District number IDD 2024-01 pursuant to the Ascension Parish Unified Land Developmental Code, Appendix 4, Subdivision Regulations, Section 17-4011, approval of final plat procedure F, Infrastructure Development District. Mr. Dupatti.
Purpose, to amend the Ascension Parish Code of Ordinances to create a road infrastructure district designated as Parish of Ascension Road Infrastructure District, IDD 2024-01, Belle Mason, pursuant to the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code, Appendix 4, Subdivision Regulations, Section 17-4011, approval of final plat procedure and infrastructure development district, whereas Ascension Parish is a local government subdivision as defined by Article 6, Section 44 of the Louisiana Constitution, 1974. Whereas Parish of Ascension is the governing and responsible body of subdivision, and whereas Article 6 of the Home Charter of Ascension Parish adopted May 4, 1993, identifies the process and manner in which to adopt ordinances regulating the lands of this parish, and now therefore be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority that a road infrastructure district designated as Ascension Road Infrastructure District IDD 2024-01 be created pursuant to Unified Land Development Code of Ascension Parish, Louisiana, Appendix 4, Subdivision Regulation, Section 17-4011, approval of final plat Procedure F Infrastructure Development District with the boundaries of the Road Infrastructure District defined as and made a part of the subdivision of Ascension Parish named Belle Maison as more fully described in Exhibit A, a description, and Exhibit to create an Ascension Parish Road Infrastructure District attached here to and made a part hereof. Severability, in event any portion of this ordinance is ever held invalid or unconstitutional for any reason by any court of competent jurisdiction over it, such portion shall be deemed a separate, distinct, and independent provision and shall not affect the validity of the remaining portions of the ordinance. Effective date, this ordinance shall be in full effect as permitted by law. This ordinance has been submitted to a vote. The vote thereon is as follows.
Motion to open public hearing by Mr. Vornado. No, I need a second on the open. All right, a second by Mr. Arsenault to open. Motion to close by Mr. Vornado. A second by Ms. Alonso.
Need to abstain. I live in that subdivision.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Mason is abstaining from the vote. And did I have a motion? Motion by Mr. Vornado. Second by Mr. Joseph. Any objection? Hearing none? So moved. 10D, reading of an ordinance to amend the Ascension Parish Code of Ordinances to create a road infrastructure district designated as Parish of Ascension Road Infrastructure District number IDD-2024-02 pursuant to an Ascension Parish Unified Land Developmental Code, Appendix 4, Subdivision Regulations, Section 17-4011, of approval of final plat procedure, Infrastructure Development District. Mr. Dupatti.
To amend the Ascension Parish Code of Ordinances to create a road infrastructure district designated as Parish of Ascension Road Infrastructure District, IDD 2024-02, Pelican Point Golf Community pursuant to the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code, Appendix 6, Subdivision Regulations, Section 17-4011, approval of final plat procedure F, Infrastructure Development District. Whereas Ascension Parish is a local government subdivision defined by Article 6, Section 44 of the Louisiana Constitution, 1974, and whereas Parish of Ascension is the governing and responsible body over subdivisions, and whereas Article 6 of the Home Rule Charter of Ascension Parish adopted May 4, 1993, identifies the process and manner in which to adopt ordinances regulating the lands of this parish, and now therefore be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority that a road infrastructure district designated as Ascension Road Infrastructure IDD 2024-02 be created pursuant to the Unified Land Development Code of Ascension Parish, Louisiana, Appendix 4, Subdivision Regulation 17-4011, approval of final plat procedure F, Infrastructure Development District with the boundaries of the Road Infrastructure District defined as and made a part of the subdivision of Ascension Parish named Pelican Point Golf Community as more fully described in Exhibit A, description and exhibit to create an Ascension Parish Road Infrastructure District attached here to and made a part hereof, severability, in the event that any portion of this ordinance is ever held invalid or unconstitutional for any reason by any court of competent jurisdiction over it, such portion shall be deemed a separate, distinct, and independent provision and should not affect the validity of the remaining portion of the ordinance. Effective date, this ordinance shall be in full effect as permitted by law. This ordinance has been submitted to vote. The vote thereon was as follows.
Motion to open public hearing by Mr. Mason. Second by Mr. Vornado. Motion to close by Ms. Alonso, a second by Mr. Vornado. Motion to move the ordinance by Mr. Mason. Second by Mr. Cullen. Second by Mr. Cullen. Any objection? Hearing none? So moved. All right, 10G, reading of an ordinance to amend the Ascension Parish Code of Ordinances to create a road infrastructure district designated as Parish of Ascension Road Infrastructure District number IDD 2024-03 pursuant to Ascension Parish Unified Land Developmental Code, Appendix 4, Subdivision Regulations, Section 17-4011, approval of final plat procedure, Infrastructure Development District. Mr. Dupatti.
Purpose to amend the Ascension Parish Code of Ordinances to create a road infrastructure district designated as Parish of Ascension Road Infrastructure District, IDD 2024-03, Delawna State second filing, pursuant to Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code, Appendix 4, Subdivision Regulation 17-4011, approval of final plat procedure F, Infrastructure Development District, whereas Ascension Parish is a local government subdivision as defined by Article 6, Section 44 of the Louisiana Constitution, 1974, and whereas Parish of Ascension is the governing and responsible body over subdivisions, and whereas Article 6 of the Home Rule Charter of Ascension Parish adopted May 4, 1993, identifies the process and manner in which to adopt ordinances regulating the lands of this parish, and now therefore be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority that road infrastructure district designated as Ascension Road Infrastructure IDD 2024-03 be created pursuant to the Unified Land Development Code of Ascension Parish, Louisiana, Appendix 4, Subdivision Regulation, Section 174011. Approval of the final plat procedure F Infrastructure Development District with the boundaries of the Road Infrastructure District defined as and made a part of the subdivision of Ascension Parish named along the state second filing as more fully described in Exhibit A description and exhibit to create an Ascension Parish Road Infrastructure District attached to and made a part hereof. Severability: in the event that any portion of this ordinance is ever held invalid or unconstitutional for any reason by any court of competent jurisdiction over it, such portion shall be deemed a separate, distinct, and independent provision and should not affect the validity of the remaining portion of the ordinance. The effective date: this ordinance shall be in full effect as permitted by law. Thus ordinance having been submitted to vote, the vote thereon is as follows.
Motion to open public hearing by Mr. Vornado, second by Ms. PT. Motion to close by Ms. PT, a second by Mr. Vornado. Motion to move the ordinance by Mr. Vornado, a second by Mr. Mason. Any objection? Hearing none, so moved. I have a motion to enter executive session by Mr. Vornado, a second by Mr. Mason. If everyone would please vote to enter executive session. All right, we will enter executive session. Chair needs a motion to reconvene. Motion to reconvene by Mr. Hillensbeck, second by Mr. Vornado. Motion adjourned by Mr. Vornado, second by Mr. Hillensbeck. Merry Christmas and see y'all next year.